Hey guys, what's going on? It's Bronsley of Streamcast Digital here. I'm also Will. Um, I got a very interesting topic. I got some gameplay. I got some back catalog gameplay from back in January. It's the wonderful 101. I didn't pick up the game, but I played the demo and I thought it was interesting, funny, and all that stuff. From what I remember, at least, I haven't played it since I got rid of it, but I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay for it. Um, the topic of choice, as I was reading through Game Informer, I didn't even read the article at all. I read the title, is just reader discussion. With so many games going open world, should linear levels be left behind? Now, this one I immediately thought would be a good topic to have because I am definitely in this boat of definitely with an answer that should have some really good depth to it. With so many games going open world, should linear levels be left behind? Now, my answer to that is no. Oh, sorry if you guys hear the fan in the background. I have a fan on while I'm doing this. The answer to my question is no. My problem actually with open world is that I normally like to get everything, and I can't do that now with these open worlds getting bigger. I liked a perfect example of this being Batman Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. I liked what Arkham Asylum did because it wasn't too big and it was much more straightforward. Games I used to play back in the day, GameCube, PlayStation 1, all that stuff, were a lot more straightforward. You could find the little hidden pieces, going back and thoroughly searching stuff. So more stuff harder to find stuff instead of the experiences, which is why I don't particularly like some exclusives and their direction of what they are doing. A couple most notably from last year, but I'll get to that in a little bit. So my main example for this is the Batman games. Is that I liked Arkham Asylum for what it was. I found a lot of the collectibles and everything, but I didn't thoroughly go through everything and try and find it all at that time. Now I have barely played Arkham City, but as I found out, the world is huge, and the problem is that there's too much to there's too much ground to cover to find everything unless you're sitting there for hours upon hours with days and days of time played. And that's not something that I can do now. I used to be able to do that, but now I can't with my job and everything else that goes on. And it's the bigger the worlds, the less likely you are to find stuff. So I think if worlds are to get bigger, there needs to be less stuff to find. And if there's linear worlds or linear areas, they should put stuff there. But that's the tip of the iceberg of what this is all about. The open world concept is really cool because you have the free ability to go everywhere and there's everything going on, which also is another thing I have a problem with, is that there's too much going on, which is too much story that could be missed, which is the big problem with the open world games. Is that with the linear games, it's easier for the story to be coherent and the writers to write the way they want to, as in such as that the story would make more sense. In an open world concept, it's cooler that you can visit everything like in GTA, but if you stumble across something you stumble across something within the first hour of the game, and then you revisit, and then in the storyline it comes up later, you already seen the guy, and you're like, oh, so that was that guy, and the overall effect is not there. So that's just one of the big problems with the open world, is that you can get past with the story events that have vital portions of story component, which I can't follow stories anyway, so it doesn't really matter to me. But it's just the consistency, the coherency, and making everything making sense is what happens. I mean, yeah, open world's really cool and everything, and I've played some of my fair share of it, but it's just not games I stick with. I find that me, as I like to collect everything, get all the achievements. I used to. I still like to have fair share of achievements when I can, and I like to be able to unlock stuff, and so I'm much more personally of a fan of shorter type of games that are fun to play. Nowadays, I don't go back and replay games, but I still keep them regardless. But I don't know. That's just a lot of what the other problems are going on with the open world games. I don't think linear, much more straightforward games should go away. I think they offer something that's a lot more, something that is typically fun, sometimes much more fun to play instead of open world. I mean, open world is a sandbox idea, so you can have much more going on, and it shows much more put into the world. But at the same time, you miss a lot with an open world. You miss a lot of what's going on overall compared to being much more structured in the way you go and everything and all that stuff. But so that's just my thoughts. I don't remember all my thoughts because before I made the video, I went and I got cereal, and I just forgot some of the thoughts I had right then and there. So, actually, let's talk about Sunset Overdrive. I know it's a change of topic, but I'm gonna lead this into Sunset Overdrive. I read up a little bit on the article the other day from its official preview and everything, and I think it's interesting to note that Sony did not want anything to do with Sunset Overdrive and pretty much said it was stupid. That's the general gist of it. Sony didn't want it, period. And they said no. I thought it was a really stupid idea. And the fact that they went through developers and they talked for Microsoft for the longest time and Microsoft wanted it shows to me, especially with some of the other Sony news lately and the corrections that they've gone through, it just shows to me that it's sort of doing a 180 again that people aren't seeing because all the reports I've been reading, I haven't been reading good news from Sony at all lately. In general, I mean, yeah, the PlayStation brand's doing good, but I don't care about that. As a whole, Sony's gonna go away. I don't care what you guys have to say. I've disputed this with some people on YouTube comments, which I shouldn't have done, and everything, but that's another topic at another time. I'll talk about that later. But Sunset Overdrive, it's really cool. It's a single player campaign by itself, just you and that's it. And then there's a multiplayer component that's just as is. And it was cool that Microsoft wanted this game instead of Sony because the game has been classified as a definite true Insomniac experience, which is really cool because I know Insomniac is a well-known name, and the fact that they're under Microsoft's helm now is really good. So I guess that's cool. So I didn't read really much into it. I just know that it's a multiplayer game people can join into right away. It's got its own single player campaign, and that's all good and everything. So definitely read more into it, and I'll definitely see what's going on. So, but now I'll hit up EA news or not. Oh, actually no, EA news is gonna be in this game, but E3, everyone is announcing their game plans for E3. Nintendo is not having another stage presence again because they decided to down from. I think they're doing a video, another Nintendo Direct video. So we'll see what happens. Yesterday, Sony confirmed their E3 briefing plans. Microsoft did. We all know Phil Spencer's been touting how they have more than enough games to cover their 90 minutes. Sony will just end up talking about their console and their business strategies for 2 hours, and it'll just be boring. Sorry to say, guys, but Sony is not fun to watch for an E3 conference at all. Microsoft usually keeps it spicy anyway. And EA has confirmed they're having 6 completely new original IPs. So I'm looking forward to that, and I will report more on that as time goes along. So, alright guys, well, I hope you enjoyed the little talk of topics I did. I kind of thought about it a little bit better this time and where I was going to go with it. And I think that this is the right direction of what I need to do. Maybe I'll even get a webcam or something and show you all my beautiful face. Any comments over there? I guess not. So yes, alright guys, so in the description you'll find the things I always tell you. Go like the Facebook page. I usually try my best to remember to put up when I'm streaming up there, and I try to write out stuff. And I really got to remember to start putting videos up on the page just so that it can help everybody. Twitter, I recommend it too. I always try to make the best copy and paste job as I can because Twitter has a number count lock, and unlike Facebook. And then my Twitch. Make sure you follow my Twitch so you can always know when I'm streaming. I'm gonna be once this video is all done, I'm gonna be heading off to stream a game. I'm not sure which one I want to do yet, but I think it's gonna. I've only played Child of Light once, so I think it may be that. So I hope someone's game to play Child of Light tonight. Oh, and I got a Peach controller today. I got Zoe a Peach controller, and she loves it. She's like the entire time we were driving home, she was like banana to all the cars that were driving around. It was amusing. So she's gonna rule the world with her Peach controller. So, all right, guys. Well, hope you enjoyed, and peace out.